I am Judas, and today I want to talk a little with you people about what will now happen on Earth. There is a lot happening on Earth today. There are many who wake up and see reality and their participation in it in a completely different way than they have done before. They are becoming more aware of their own role and what their participation should consist of, so that everything is as good as possible for themselves and their children. What kind of future they want that leaves behind, to those they now see will grow up in a society that they experience, leaves a lot to be desired. They see that changes are needed and they begin to adjust their own lives according to the changes that they themselves can contribute to. It can be small changes, but many small changes add up to a bigger change. You will see these changes in the near future, and they will only get bigger and bigger if you look at the global plane. People start to take matters into their own hands, and trust in politicians drops as new facts come to light and new scandals arise here and there. Groups can be formed that have a completely different ideology and where the people, the so-called foot people, get a greater importance and have more to say. Decisions made over people's heads are no longer accepted in the same way without them participating in the decision through voting of some kind. All people need to be involved in what is to happen in the society in which they live and which affects their own everyday situation. After all, it is these people that the politicians represent, and they need to focus on what the majority of the population actually wants and what is best for them so that their living conditions are as good as possible. A growing positive society requires everyone's participation, and that the good ideas that already exist among the population they represent are allowed to emerge. Politicians have a great responsibility, and it requires a lot of respect and humility before the office they now have in order for society to move forward towards higher development and equality. It can be both grateful and thankless work, but with the right attitude, a lot of positive things can happen for the society or for the country they represent. It is through straight and honest communications that changes can happen with a language that everyone understands and can rely on. People have also begun to tire of strife and want more peace and tranquility around them. They want appreciation for their efforts and a share of the profits that have now been withheld from them. They want that profit to go to what is needed in society, such as e.g. healthcare, schools, culture, housing, food, etc., so that everyone can get what they need for their livelihood. They also want quality to be the dominant element in all work, and that more people get work so that good quality can be achieved. The opposite is often the case today. This produces some wave motions, dear earthlings, wave motions that can be both small and large depending on what wind is blowing at the time they are formed. It can happen a little everywhere in the world today and vary in force and strength depending on the situation and the mentality that exists in that society or in that country. Yes, dear friends, these changes that can happen on the global plane can also happen on the personal plane. Many of you are facing major changes in your life. You develop to a higher awareness, and it can change your life in different ways. It can be work, environment, or relationships of various kinds. You are going through a major shift in Earth's history, and no one can go unaffected by the energies that have now taken hold on Earth. The collective consciousness affects all people, and it is constantly evolving towards a higher consciousness as people awaken to their own truth of love and light that exists within them. It is an exciting time in which you live, and you have taken on a great work, to bring yourselves and the earth up to a higher consciousness of love and light. It is a big and respectful job that you have right now and for some time to come. You are all so loved and blessed. Great love, Judas.